Hello class 6, I welcome you all to your English class. I hope you all are doing well. Children, for today's English lesson, we are going to start a new chapter from your Honeysuckle book, and this is the 5th chapter from your book. On page number 56, a different kind of school. Children, now tell me, when you imagine about traditional school, what do you imagine? Teachers, our regular classrooms with chairs, desks, right? So now we are going to learn about a school which is different from something which is like the conventional school. Okay, let's find out. Before you read, do you know these words? So children, there are some words given. At the end of the chapter, I'll be telling you all the meanings of it. But before that, let me tell you what those words are. Bandage, okay. Some words here that you need to know. Bandage, crutch, cripple, honor, misfortune, and system. So these are some of the words that we need to know the meanings of. So we will be discussing this when we write the meanings from this chapter, okay? So let us begin with the chapter. Look at the pictures in the unit and guess in what way the school may be different from other schools, okay? We have to observe the pictures that are there in this unit, okay? We will see how it's different. A different kind of school. Let's begin reading the text. I had heard a great deal about Miss Beam's school, but not till last week did the chance come to visit it. So the writer, okay, wanted to visit the Evie Lucas had heard a lot about this Miss Beam school, but he did not visit it like personally. So he thinks that he needs to visit it, and one day he gets the opportunity. Second paragraph. When I arrived there was no one inside but a girl of about 12. So when he arrived at the school, so there was no one except a 12 years old girl. Her eyes were covered with a bandage. So there was this bandage. I told you we were going to learn about these words. So there she was blindfolded, okay? Bandage is not some kind of to tie around your wound. So it's just what? They are just like a bandage means a blindfold. She was wearing a blindfold, the 12-year-old. Her eyes were covered with a bandage and she was being led carefully between the flower beds by a little boy. So who was taking her? Who was leading her? To lead means to take her somewhere, okay? So because she was blindfolded, so she could not see on her own. She has to be helped from someone, right? By someone. So we can see that she was being helped by a little boy who was taking her to somewhere, and on their path they had flower beds, okay? Some space meant for flowers in the garden usually, or in the park. Who was about 4 years young. So the age of the boy was quite less, he was young, so he was taking. She stopped and it looked like she asked him who had come. So while he was leading her on, while he was taking her somewhere, she stopped, the 12-year girl stopped and asked him that who was there, because he had come, the writer has come there, the narrator, so he is there. So she asked who had come. He seemed to be describing me to her. So it looked as if the little boy was describing the appearance of the narrator to the girl, 12-year-old girl. Then they passed. Then they passed on means he was taking her somewhere, I told you. So he took her. Miss Beam was all that I had expected. Okay, so this Miss Beam's school was everything that he had expected. Let's see, Miss Beam, and we are talking about the lady here, Miss Beam, middle-aged, full of authority, yet kindly and understanding. So the lady, the owner of the school, okay, she means obviously it's on her name, so she's maybe the head of the institution. So here we see she was middle-aged, full of authority. She has great command over her pupils as well as her staff, but yet she was very kind and understanding. Okay, she was gentle, she was kind and understanding. Her hair was beginning to turn grey. Yes, she was in middle age, now she will be entering her old age. So her hair were turning grey. So grey color is a sign of maturity of age, okay? And she had the kind of plump figure that is likely to be comforting to a homesick child, okay? She was pleasantly fat, that means she was stout. She had that plump figure. So because children are sent to schools and they come to schools away from their parents, away from their grandparents, without their family, so you need a place which is very securing for you, which makes you feel like home. So Miss Beam was like a mother. Okay, she was strict, yet she was very understanding and kindly. And because she had that stout body, she was a little bit fat and she was pleasantly fat. See, the narrator is saying she was moderately fat, not like very fat, but moderately fat. I asked her some questions about her teaching methods. So the narrator was curious. He asked her some questions regarding her teaching methods, which I had heard was simple. So the narrator, before coming to Miss Beam's school, he had heard about Miss Beam's teaching method, that it were quite simple. She did not use elaborate teaching methods. She instead kept it really simple. No more than is needed to help them to learn how to do things. Simple spelling, adding, subtracting, multiplying and writing. So she said, our kids, our children need this basic knowledge. After that, they will understand everything on their own. So all the things that were taught was very simple. Calculation like subtraction, multiplication, division, addition. Then they learned writing, they learned spelling, simple spellings. Okay. The rest is done by reading to them and by interesting talks. Okay, so only these things, simple things were taught. Other than that, they were just left to learn on their own. It was done by teaching, by reading it out to them. You know, children, like I am reading it to you, you might be getting some idea about the story. Okay, sometimes we don't need to pressurize our brains, work too hard. Instead, we should focus on certain other things like the variation in the tone, in voices, in reading skills, listen to interesting facts and have a conversation like a wise and confident type of conversation, during which they have to sit still. Like, see, I am talking to you, I am giving my lecture and you are just watching this video, right? So this is a kind of what? Interaction where you hear my words, where you take in information and then you are going to use your own words to narrate the story to me, right? So this is a kind of learning which you might not be aware that is taking place, but it is taking place, okay? And keep their hands quiet. They are practically no other lessons. So these things are told by whom? Miss Beam told these things to the narrator. Yes. the real aim of the school is not so much to teach thought as to teach thoughtfulness. She said we are not focusing to build thoughts, but they have to be like what? They have to be responsible, they have to be able to generate thoughtfulness, okay, create thoughtfulness. What is the thoughtfulness? Like the practical knowledge of things, like being kind to others, being helpful to others, being approachable for others, okay, and being responsible citizens. Look out of the window a minute, will you? She said, I think they are sitting in the office of the principal, the head of the institution. She said to the narrator that do one thing. For a minute, please look out of the window, will you? Okay, she's saying, please look out, will you? I went to the window, which overlooked a large garden and a playground at the back. Okay, so this place had a playground and a large, huge garden. Okay, what do you see? Miss Beam asked. What do you see? Miss Beam asked this question. She said, take a look outside. So it was filled with flowers, plants. It was a huge garden and a playground. So she asked, Miss Beam asked the narrator, tell me, what do you see? Okay, what do you see there? We are on page 58, children, in the seventh stanza. I see some very beautiful grounds, I said, and a lot of jolly children. It pains me though to see they are not at all so healthy and active looking. Okay. Now, what did he say? What did he observe? He told everything to Miss Beam. He said that I see beautiful grounds, the garden, the playground, I can see that. Okay. And the jolly children. Jolly means happy. They are very jovial, they are very happy. But it pains me though to see that they are not so healthy. Okay, they require nutrition. They are not so healthy and active looking. Okay, it lacks in them. When I came in, I saw one poor little girl being led about. What did the narrator say? That when I came in, when I entered your premises of the school, I saw that a 12-year-old girl was being led to somewhere by a boy, little boy, who was what? Who was 4 years younger to her. Okay. Now I can see two more with the same. She had some trouble with the eyes. I found that she was having some trouble with her eyes because she had a bandage. You remember I told you that she was wearing a bandage. So now I can see two more with the same difficulty. Okay. I can see two more girls are there, two more children are there who are having the same difficulty, like they are handicapped in some way. And there's a girl with a crutch. See children, I told you we will be learning about this word also, crutch. Now do you know crutch? Crutch are used by people who are unable to walk, okay, walk properly, or they need support to walk. Okay, you might have seen some crutches, some support, wooden maybe, which might have helped them to walk. Some people who are unable to walk properly, or they have some problems with their legs or limbs, okay, hind limbs. So that is the problem. Crutches help them to walk properly with the support. And there's a girl with a crutch watching the others at play. Yes children, you know that when you are unable to use your leg, you cannot do much, right? You cannot actively participate. So this was the thing the narrator was talking to the principal. He was saying, I saw a girl, means I saw a child who was using a crutch and she was not able to play along with the other kids. She seems to be hopeless crippled. Okay, see a word here, cripple is there. Cripple is something when you cannot use some of the part of the organ or of your body properly. Okay, you are crippled with your leg or with your hand sometimes. Okay, now let's move to the 8th stanza. Miss Beam laughed. Okay, she cannot think of anything else because she has asked him to look outside the window, and he observed some children, like two children who were crippled or they had some problems with their limbs, okay, or some handicap was there. Oh no, she said, she is not really lame. Lame are people, okay, lame, we use this term for those people who cannot walk, okay, walk properly on their own, they will be taking some support. This is only her lame day, okay. She is, lame day means what? She is not in a mood to participate today, otherwise she usually participates in sports. The others are not blind either. Okay, you can see she is not lame. That means she is perfectly fit. She has no problems with her leg. This is just her lame day. Do you see? Let's see why are they playing these roles of a lame kid? Then the person who was blind. You remember? The writer has seen, the narrator has seen someone who had a bandage on her eyes. Let's see it. Then Miss Beam is clearing that they are not actually handicapped. Okay, they are not actually having trouble with their parts of the body. The others are not blind either. It is only their blind day. Okay, I must have looked very surprised. The narrator was really surprised. Why would someone act like this? Means being a handicap is not a blessing after all. So, for she laughed again. Okay, she was in she was in happy mood. She could not make him understand that why the narrator was thinking this. Ninth stanza now. This is a very important part of our system. You see this word I told you. So every school or every institution, organization works on a particular infrastructure, right? You know that. So there is a specific system where there is a proper planning, management to do something, right? So here we see that to make our children appreciate and understand misfortune, okay? Someone is misfortunate when their luck do not support them, okay, or they are in certain trouble, okay, there is some problems. So you know that misfortune has stricken you, it had struck you when something bad happened to you, right? So there she is narrating the incident. She is saying all these things are happening for a reason. We are doing this, we follow this system for a particular reason, for the children to appreciate misfortune. You know, when there is a proper environment, when you have no trouble, okay, you actually cannot leave the reality of life. To make them understand there are some unfortunate kids, this school has adopted this technique, this method of teaching, okay, teaching them the realities of life. Each term, every child has one blind day, one lame day, one deaf day, one injured day, and one dumb day. Okay, so they are actually living a particular day. Okay, they have been allotted a particular handicap day in which they are going to play that role and understand that life may or may not, you know, some misfortunes are uninvited. Like some, I would say this, sometimes, you know, people are not born away, right? They are not lame, they are not deaf, they are not blind. But some tragedy might happen, some tragedy can take place, which can lead to certain circumstances, certain handicap or disability, okay, in which some organs are affected. To make the children aware of it, this school, Miss Beam's school, was different. Okay, they were teaching the reality to the children to face adverse situations. Yes. So now see here. During the blind day, their eyes are bandaged absolutely. They won't be able to see anything. and they are on their honor not to peep. Yes, it's, you see the word here, honor. So it is on them to form a morality to not what? To not, say, to not cheat. So she said they have this honor, they have to pledge that they are not going to cheat. They cannot peep when they are playing the blind or when they have a blind day. The bandage is put on overnight so they wake blind. So what is the rule? That in the previous night their bandage is put on the night so they wake up blind only. They realize that it is their blind day. Okay. This means that they need help with everything. Okay. So there has to be a proper system. So they have to be helped and some or the other person will be there to help them. Okay, this means that they need help with everything. Other children are given the duty of helping them. So see, two things are taught simultaneously. Other people, that means other children, are required to help the people who are playing this blind, deaf or dumb. Okay, so they have to be helped and these children are in this way. They all learn so much this way, both the blind and the helpers. They know how to handle the blind. In this way, there is a two way of learning. When the person is playing the blind, the person has to depend on the other person, the helper. And this way, the helper is learning how he or she needs to properly manage these blind people, deaf people. You see how they are learning something practical, they are gaining some practical knowledge. Now moving to the 10th paragraph. There is no misery about it. So they are not helpless, there is no misery, there is no sadness. Misery is difficulty or unpleasantness. Miss Beam continued, everyone is very kind and it is really something of a game. So they enjoy it, it is kind of a game and it is really something of a game but the day is over, though even the most thoughtless child realizes what misfortune is. So whoever is thoughtless, who cannot think about people, even they realize what misfortunes can fall upon us, right? Now moving to the 11th one, the blind day is of course really the worst. So the blind day, obviously, because when you cannot see things, you cannot read the lips, you cannot understand what people are doing around you. But some of the children tell me that the dumb day is the most difficult because some children cannot express themselves, cannot tell to the other one how they are feeling or what they need. Okay, we cannot bandage the children's mouth. Yes, because there needs to be control. With eyes, when they're bandaging the eyes, they know that they won't be cheating, but your mouth cannot be bandaged. So those days are difficult when they are playing dumb or when they are having dumb day. So they really have to exercise their willpower. Yes, in this way they are learning what? They are learning to control themselves, to hold a will of their own, to find a dedication that we are not going to talk, we are not going to speak today. So they need what they're learning. They're learning to control themselves. They're learning to have a willpower of their own. Come into the garden and see for yourself how the children feel about it. So she offered the narrator to come with her, along with her, to the garden so he can see by himself that what the children have to say about these fun games or their blind days, dumb days, deaf days. Number 12th stanza. Miss Beam led me to one of the bandaged girls, okay, the girl who was playing blind on that day. Here's a gentleman come to talk to you, said Miss Beam and left us. So she said, here is a man, you are playing blind so you cannot see him. He will talk to you, please entertain him. Don't you ever peep? So narrator had this question in mind. He said, don't you ever cheat? Don't you ever peep? Peep means to look, to try to remove the bandage and peep. Okay, secretly looking at something. I asked the girl. Oh no, she exclaimed. That would be cheating. She said that would be cheating if I do that. But I have no idea, it was so awful to be blind. She said I had no idea that being blind was so difficult. Okay? You can't see a thing. She said we can't see a thing, so this is very unfortunate. Now, you feel you're going to be hit by something every moment. She said it feels like I will dash into something, I will bang with something and hurt myself. It's such a relief just to sit down. So she is saying that to save myself from all those dashing, from all those hurt, I do what? I just sit around, I just sit at a place. I don't do anything, otherwise I'll hurt myself. Are your helpers kind to you? He said, are your helpers, whoever is helping you, are they kind to you? I asked, fairly, but they are not as careful as I shall be when it is my turn. So she is saying, because I am playing the blind, my helpers are fairly good, they are average, they are not that careful, but I will be much careful when I play the helpers role. Okay? So in this way, you see, children, the blind is also understanding that how I am supposed to take care of the person or the child who will be blind, right, next time. So she is planning to work as a helper and she is going to do with all her heart. Okay. Now let's see. Those that have been blind already are the best helpers. So she is appreciating the fact that those who have been have this through this blind day, they are very good helpers because they realize how what help blind children may need. Okay, it's perfectly ghastly not to see. She said it's very bad, it's very terrible not to be able to see. I wish you would try. So she said the narrator that I would suggest you must try this one day. Shall I lead you anywhere? I asked because she could not see. So the man, the narrator said, shall I take you somewhere? If you want, I can lead you somewhere. Okay. Oh yes, she said. Let's go for a little walk. She said, okay, yes, thank you. Now let's go for a little walk. Only you must tell me about things. She said, but because I cannot see, on my way, wherever you are taking me, please describe the things that we are passing by. Please describe the things that is happening around me. Okay, because I cannot see it. I shall be so glad when today is over. She is saying that this blind day is over and I will be very glad. I will be very relieved when this day is done. When I am done with my blind day, I will be very happy. The other bad days can't be half as bad day as this. So she thinks being blind is very difficult, challenging. She doesn't want to be blind. She is saying the other days are really nice. Having a leg tied up and hopping about on a crutch is almost fun. So she is saying your hands can be tied and then you can just hop on a crutch. That is easier, but being blind is very difficult. Having an arm tied up is a bit more troublesome because you can't eat without help and things like that. I don't think I will mind being deaf for a day. So she is okay with being deaf because she has just to pretend she is okay with being deaf. She can take it, she can read the lip sync, all those, but she doesn't want to be blind or tied up. Okay? I don't think I will mind being deaf for a day, at least not much. But being blind is so frightening. My being blind is so scary. My head aches all the time. She's saying my head is paining, like I'm in pain, it's aching. Just from worrying that I will get hurt. Why it's aching? Why her head is aching? Because she is worried that she might hurt herself. In the playground, I said, we are walking towards the house. So he was supposed to tell her everything that they were passing by. So he said, we are in the playground now, we are walking towards the house. Miss Beam is walking up and down the garden with a tall girl. So there is Miss Beam who is walking through the garden with a tall girl. There is a tall girl who is walking, who is accompanying Miss Beam. What is the girl wearing? My little friend asked. So little friend is the girl who was having that blinding. So she asked, what is the little girl wearing? The tall girl is wearing what? A blue cotton skirt and a pink blouse. Okay. I think it's Millie. She said, what color is her hair? Very light, I said. Yes, that's Millie. She is the head girl. See, she cannot see it, but she has now started observing people. Okay? When we see it, we sometimes might forget it. But when you cannot see it, you have learned the appearance of certain people around you. So you know how they look, you know what is their appearance, and you understand by the description itself who is the person. So she recognized that the girl was Millie. She is the head girl. Okay, children? So now children, let it be till here only. We will continue from the next part in our next video lesson. I hope you are enjoying the lesson. We will meet again with another video lesson. Till then children, please take care of yourself and your family. Bye-bye.